Hello, my name is Agus Hidayat. You can call me Agus. I am from Indonesia. My organization is called Indonesia Education Revolution for Social Inclusion, or we call it REMISI, and it's part of TCI, which is the global organization or alliance for um, organization of persons with psychosocial disabilities. It's called Transforming Communities for Inclusion Global, and I am one of the founder of the organization. As a person who live with the experience of institutionalization it can be vary in different countries in a different culture, but I think when we need to talk about how organization of persons with psychosocial disability in advancing the institutionalization process, we have to shifting our reframing the issue of the institutionalization or institutionalization as part of human rights issue and human rights violations instead of mental health or health services issues. I think it's both for do the advocacy to make sure that all the policies and the regulation, including the law, it's in line with the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and in line with the guideline of the institutionalizations, and just want to make sure that every policy it's not using legal capacity to remove a person's legal capacity based on person's mental capacity. And I think the one of the critical points regarding for organization of persons with psychosocial disabilities, how we build community-based psychosocial support for persons with psychosocial disability by persons with psychosocial disability to live within the community in a lot of plethora of programs such as peer support, peer counseling, peer respite care, and how do we make advanced crisis planning, advanced directive health, and other types of legal capacity, and how we exercise our legal capacity to stay in community, which is the preventions, and how we do the advocacy to the government to ensure that their perspective change and the law and the text is changed. I think it's a very challenging questions because we are lacking resources regarding the people who wants to work with us, people who can collaborate with us as an ally, as a researcher, as a lawyer, as a any other types of professions, for example, like sociologists, clinical or anthropologists, for example, or even clinical psychologists that understand CRPD and understand about human rights perspective and use that lens and works together in equally to make sure that we have best practices based on evidence, based on research that we could use as a tool for doing the advocacy for the better future to make the inclusive community for persons with psychosocial disabilities. Yes, based on truth and based on stories is actually it's a very critical point when it comes to med studies or psychosocial disability movement, because as persons with psychosocial disability or med people, we are often denied in our reality and our experience, because they tell us that our experience maybe it's hallucinations, maybe it's just it's not valid, maybe it's just a perceptions. So we have to be sure that in this empower dynamic regarding how the knowledge is built in the mental health or in the law system, where psychiatric knowledge is already on the top of the hierarchy. So we have to make sure that our voice our experience is counted as a valid knowledge to make sure that we are working for the better future. Institutionalization means recognizing and validating our real experience as a valid knowledge because we are not a diagnosis. It is the path to living in our community with freedom, dignity, full control of our own choice, and support if needed. Deinstitutionalization is not fighting the medical knowledge and psychiatric system, but we fight systemic oppression and human rights violations that hide under the system. Thank you.